Step one is always acknowledgement. It's always being aware of the problem. Step two is, coming forward with it, being honest, taking the heat. And then step three is how are you going to change things moving forward? Well, after donning the villain hat and making himself Grandmaster Doom, Mr. Magneto, Apocalypse himself, Ben Brode issued a statement that really shows that I think they're going to get it right. Marvel Snap is currently undergoing a tumultuous phase, which is the oops, we really upset our audience, the players phase. And look, I choose to believe that Ben Brode is a good guy, that he doesn't want to maniacally run this game into the ground or steal all your money, that they genuinely goofed up. Maybe they got a little greedy, maybe they got a little ahead of themselves, but I believe he wants this game to succeed. He doesn't want to screw over players, and he loves the IP. And if those are all the cases, then I think they have hope going forward. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how they should go forward because they don't need a new system. They just need to modify what's already there. And I'm not talking about Nexus Events because we learned from Ben Brode last night that, hey, Nexus Events have been snapped out of existence. Nexus Events are no more, and the current Mighty Thor Destroyer Nexus event will end on August 1st, and then the Valkyrie Nexus event will not happen. Just like in the Loki show, this is an event that really rumbled the timeline, and so they're done. All right, Ben said, hey, we're still working on what our future monetization and new card plans might look like, but we know for sure they're not Nexus events. We were able to sneak out an emergency patch to disable all future Nexus events and revert the change to credit bundle purchases that came with the Nexus event updates. You can now use gold to purchase multiple credit bundles in this shop each day. They limited so you could get like one pack of 400, one pack of 120, one pack of whatever. You can now buy more. I want to know what you think they should do going forward, but I'm going to suggest something a little bit weird, which is no new system, no replacement for Nexus event, instead a retooling of what we already got. Because there's monetization already in Marvel Snap that clearly wasn't doing enough, but it could if they did it right. I think one of the game's strongest suits is the flair of Marvel. Skins are all the rage across free-to-play games, but why are they the most popular? Well, it's when they tie into IP, right? A Fortnite skin that's blue and purple is nowhere near as exciting as a Fortnite skin of Godzilla or Magneto or Kratos. Marvel has all of their skins having that intrinsic value already, but in the shop, they're $10. Ridiculously priced. Because this is not a skin, it's 1/12 of a skin, right? You have 12 cards in your deck, so a variant is effectively 1/12 of a skin. It changes 1/12 of your character for the game. And look, with how much we shift up our decks, it's just not doable. The meta is shifting. We're acquiring new cards. We're getting new ideas. We're getting bored. Cards are getting nerfed and buffed. It cannot be that a variant is so expensive that you're afraid to lose it. And that is what they have set by being $10. That, oh my gosh, this better be the card that I'm using forever. And I like this Dr. Doom variant that's in the shop, but I'm not paying $10 because my current deck doesn't use Dr. Doom. I'm working on a Wong deck or a Mr. Negative deck with him, but the current deck isn't using it. I don't have $10 to blow, even though this is a cool variant. And the variants are sick. They're adding new ones, which seems like a great way to just continue to build the variety. So even if you, me, and Bobby use the collector in our deck, all of our collectors could be different, but they can't be when it's $10. We need these variants to go down to $3 or $4. $5 is still too much. They need to be $3 or $4 because think about it, 12 times 3 or 4 is still a beefy price. And the goal of this game is that you flip out cards and switch up decks frequently. If you're not, it's stale. Variants could be a very lucrative way to make money for the company, and variants could be a very fun way to help us differentiate in the same way that skins are for Fall Guys or Fortnite, but they need to be priced appropriately. It's not the same as a skin, it's 1/12 a skin. I would love to see skins drop to $3 or $4, continue to inject new ones, and I think you have a way to really make this work. Remember, there are hundreds of cards. You see 6 skins a day. It's too scary. I feel like they've created this lack mindset where they're like, you may never see a skin for Spectrum in weeks. You're like, oh God, I gotta buy it. But we should never be bullied into buying anything. We should never be fear-based purchasing a variant. I understand they want to keep it kind of like this rotating shop every day. It feels like it's 5 new ones a day because there's always one from the previous day or the previous day. I don't know. At least that's how it's worked for me. But there's so many variants. It should be where I just feel like impulse buy a variant, not like, okay, let me go on marvelsnap.io and see if this is the variant I want for this card because I don't know. Infinite is a great card, but there's another variant that's cooler, so I'm going to wait. Oh, it's been months. I haven't bought it because it hasn't come up in the shop because there's only 6 slots. You're losing out on money, and we're losing out on fun. So step 1 is just drop the variants significantly, a 70% chop in their price, which sounds crazy, but I think eventually the tables flip and you make more money. Similarly, the Nexus Events sucked because you pulled and pulled and pulled, and you were trying to get 2 cards. Card acquisition is something that we currently cannot target, right? You're like, roll the collection level and see what happens. And there's certain decks, certain metas, certain fan favorites that players want. And so the Nexus event was supposed to sort of mitigate that by offering a brand new card in the Mighty Thor and Destroyer, a sought out card that has a pretty cool deck around it that you could use to reach infinite if you had the right supporting cast. Why not take the season pass, which is $10 and $15 for premium, and incorporate 2 cards like the Nexus event, right? It doesn't have to be 2 brand new cards because maybe they feel 2 brand new cards is going to run out too fast. Like there's a season pass every month, 2 brand new cards, maybe given the game, the small deck size, they need to do 1. But then your second card could be a sought after collection level card like Destroyer. You could have put Thor brand new at level 1 and then Destroyer at 25 or 50. And if we already have Destroyer, well then we get that sick Thor Destroyer skin. So it's still a win-win even if you've already unlocked the second card. Now the season pass becomes twice as valuable. And I know they already have cards in there like Lady Sif and Heimdall. Previously it was like Cosmo and Namor. But those cards are ones that were easy and early to unlock. Therefore, nobody was really like hunting after those. Nobody was really seeking that out. You could have easily season passed it up with Thor, Hela, Thor, and Destroyer, Thor, and Mighty Thor if you wanted to be real generous. Every 4 weeks, we get 2 new cards, and the $10 feels a lot better because you're getting a bunch of gold, a bunch of credits, avatars, card backs, which I think are super sick. Card backs don't get talked about enough. But then 2 cards means it's basically $5 a card. And then look, you can replicate that pricing by putting a rotating card in the shop. I think once per week, they should have a rotating special for sale card. A lot of games do that where they have a rotating item, okay, and it's a bigger item, a more important item, maybe a rare item. And in this case, it would be a card. So it's $5 and it doesn't screw with the meta, okay? It just allows you to buy this card if you want quicker access to it. It allows you to get it now. And they could even theme it because they could have done like, 1 week Destroyer in the shop, 1 week Hela in the shop. They could have thrown Mighty Thor in the shop if they wanted to. I know that's a bit dicey because some people want all the cards to be in the collection level. Kind of a different video, different topic. But I think having a rotating card in the shop would be really strong and a good way to encourage players to target specific cards and have access to them. And $5 feels fair. Or at least way more fair. Because remember, the Nexus event is about $120 if you do the 50 pulls. $120 for 1 card. It's crazy. It's insane. It was never going to work. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad oversight. Or just a really greedy move. But I choose to believe oversight. And the issue isn't that there aren't good ways to spend in Marvel Snap. It's that the things to spend on are too expensive or not exciting enough. And I think you can bolster season passes, which to me are the most fun calendar marking event to look forward to. I'm like, dude, put She-Hulk in the game in August for the Disney Plus show. That's probably going to be the season pass. Those need to be beefed. And then really, I do think variants could be your big money sink, but you got to drop the price. I think there's a variant explosion if we move that to $3 or $4. And I'm guessing that Ben and the team are going to introduce a new system, a new idea. But what is consistent with my idea across the board? No lever pulls, no loot boxes. You know what you're getting, right? You can see in the season pass, there's 2 cool cards. The variants, you know which one you're buying. The rotating card in the shop, you know which card it is. There's no roll the dice, step right up and drop your $240 in and hope that you get something good. I think removing that I know this goes against like free-to-play models and mobile models, but I think removing that is a fan-forward first move. I think that's really consumer-friendly, and I think it shows that you care about growing a community much more than growing a pot of gold. Quite literally, because that's what happened when I spent about $75 on the Nexus event and only got Destroyer. Still don't have Mighty Thor. But I love the season passes, and I love the variants, and I would buy more variants than just one or two if they were cheaper. Let me know, would you do the same? If variants were $3, it's a 70% cut, I understand, ballsy, but I really think all of us would be much more inclined to buy. I think the season pass could use a boost, and I think Nexus Events, I'm glad they're gone. I view this as them getting it, and I hope they now make the next positive move and refine what's already there versus trying to add on to it. Because, man, eventually you could sell in the shop custom announcers, custom looking backgrounds, right? Different card backs. You can sell stuff. There's opportunities, but it doesn't have to be this random dice pull, dice roll, loot box thing. That's what's upsetting. That's what's frustrating. That's what shows it's about money and not about making the fans invest in your game. And I think we look around, and when you see MultiVersus has characters for like $7.50 and variants are $10 in Marvel Snap, it's, whoa, we're not doing this right. Let me know if you think I'm on the right track. Let me know if you're glad that they cut Nexus Events. Let me know how you think we're going to get Valkyrie, because we were supposed to get her next week, and now I don't know. And Valkyrie's a pretty cool card. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Until next time, my wonderful people. Peace.